Hey, how's it going, everyone? Welcome back to another episode on this Football Manager 22 save. My name's Wayne. Welcome into Wayne's World. We're bringing you an end of season review. It's the end of season 2. If you haven't caught up on the previous episode, where have you been? It was a massive one for us last time out. I won't spoil it. I'll give you a chance to go back and watch that episode and then join me for the review. We're not going anywhere. Now, I have to say, it was a very successful season for Arsenal. I'm so proud of what we managed to achieve this season. It could have been a lot better. Obviously, we had the upset in the FA Cup against Reading. That one was truly embarrassing. One of the worst defeats on this save so far. Starting with the new arrivals, we spent big on Dominic Calvert-Lewin, 92 million, but looking at those stats, 37 goals in 43 games with 5 assists. I reckon he was up there for player of the season. Every penny well spent. Dominic Szoboszlai, really good signing from us. C+ for him. I'm not too sure. This is mainly due to getting the player to agree to a lower wage than we would have expected to pay someone with disability. A C+ is very disappointing. It's a B- for Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Szoboszlai won Young Player of the Year in the Premier League, so he's obviously had a very good season. 8 goals, 10 assists in 34 games. Really happy with that. Boubacar Kamara, he came in on a free transfer in the summer, end of his contract at Marseille, and 16 starts, 16 appearances off the bench, 32 games in total. 1 goal, 1 assist. Very versatile player. Has done well for us at right back, centre back, and defensive midfield. I think going forward, though, he may be someone we could sell for a huge profit. I don't really mind that too tough. Etienne Green, backup goalkeeper. I think for a young English goalkeeper, only 22 years old, he's done quite well. He's only had 4 appearances, mainly because of our poor positioning in the FA Cup, and obviously in the Premier League, Aaron Ramsdale hasn't put a foot wrong at all. Decent signing at 9.5 million. They've gone on to give him an F. I don't think his wages were too high, but a lot of potential for the future. Alan Velasco, wonder kid. I think he could do a lot better in terms of his development. He wasn't that good this season, but someone next year will look to develop a lot more. And Wilfried Zaha, yeah, less said about that the better. 10 million for Bellerin, guy that was coming to the end of his contract. I think is fantastic. Runderson, we got some money for. Guendouzi, we got some money for. It's disappointing that Guendouzi wasn't able to come back and make a case for our midfield. I think he would have been a fantastic addition, but we are stacked in that area. Looking at the results then, top of the Premier League, and we passed the 100-point mark as well. We ended the season with a 3-1 victory over Aston Villa. Obviously, last time out, you would have seen the games against Norwich and Newcastle United, where we won the Premier League, won it by 8 points ahead of Liverpool. Best goal difference in the league, but not the best goals scored. Defeats, we only lost 3 games, 1 to West Ham at home, which was disappointing. An away defeat, sorry, not at home, it was away from home. We didn't lose a single game at home at all. We had the best home record in the league. We won every single game. Away defeat to Burnley, and then also a away defeat to, I think it was Manchester City. We didn't lose to Liverpool. We beat them at home, and then at Anfield we managed to win away in the league. It's just the Champions League we didn't do as well in. Champions League got knocked out in the semi-final, got knocked out by Liverpool, who, did they go on to win it? Let's have a look. I know that they were in the final against Manchester City. It'll be good for us to say that we ended up losing to the champions of the tournament. That game is still to come, and they've got an FA Cup final against Aston Villa as well. If you remember last season, Liverpool won Premier League, Champions League, FA Cup and Carabao Cup. We managed to break their streak of 4 trophies by winning the Premier League, but next year, domestic trophies in the Cups are what we're targeting. Disappointment to lose to Reading on penalties. I think it was something like 8-7, 7-6, something like that. We lost on penalties. Very disappointing. We absolutely dominated them in that game, and we were very poor not to get the win, and then knocked out by Liverpool in the semi-finals of the Carabao Cup, a convincing 3-0 loss to them. Money-wise, we've done fantastically well. Calvert-Lewin sold the most shirts. Saka, Tierney, Odegaard, Kingsley Coman. Kingsley Coman might be on his way out. 55 million on his release clause. It would not surprise me one bit if a team came in for him. Our most used lineup then, we've rotated quite a lot, but looking at it here, this is pretty much the way that we're going to be going forward lining up, especially in this formation. It seems to get us a hell of a lot of goals. So that is something that we want to continue next season. We finished with the second most goals in the Premier League. I will show you that in a little while. But behind Liverpool, who obviously have a front three of Mane, Salah and Mbappe, and they've been looking at signing Erling Haaland as well. We need to compete. We need to compete on the goal front. So we need to sign another striker. Dominic Calvert-Lewin was fantastic, and I fully expect him to continue his goal scoring record next season. But we need to get him a partner, and we need to get more attacking output from the midfield as well. Fans Player of the Season, Kieran Tierney. Young Player of the Season, Martin Odegaard. Signing of the season, obviously, Dominic Calvert-Lewin. That goes without a doubt. Goal of the season, Thomas Partey. Top goal scorer, Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Most assists, Bukayo Saka. We need to get him in the starting lineup as well. 15 assists for him this season, which I think matches Odegaard's record from last season as well. Player of the Match awards, Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Kieran Tierney, highest rated, and most passes completed over 90 minutes, Gabriel, which is a little bit of a surprise, seeing as he was out of the team for a little bit. But him and Ben White and Saliba all interchange very, very well. I'm really happy with the centre-back partnerships that we managed to get sorted there. Manager of the months, we won 6 of them, absolutely fantastic, and we won Manager of the Year as well. As you can see there then, Premier League champions, 100 points, Centurions as well. If we could get an invincible season, then we've done absolutely everything that kind of Wenger's done. He didn't manage to get a Centurion season. Only Pepper's managed to do that in the Premier League so far. We've now managed to tick that off. Next one, to keep the Premier League, and then to aim for an invincible season. But priorities moving forward, domestic success and Champions League success. Glove winner went to Aaron Ramsdale with 25 clean sheets in 38 games. I think broke the Premier League record. Fantastic defensive record from us this season. If we take a look at the competitions and we take a look at the Premier League and have a look at the full standings, we've scored 84 goals, which is the second most in the league, one more than Chelsea. But you notice here, Liverpool scored 95. That is a huge amount of goals to try and compete with, especially if they're now going to go and sign Erling Haaland as well. We need to watch out for that. We need to be careful that their front three just doesn't completely run away with it. Defensively, we've been fantastic. I think our defensive structure was absolutely fantastic this season. Brilliant job to keep as many clean sheets as we've done, but we need to score more goals. There were a lot of 1-0 victories, 2-1 victories, whereas Liverpool are just brushing aside opponent after opponent. So here's the lineup that we're looking to improve upon then for next season. Obviously, we're at the summer break right now. Calvert-Lewin is the complete forward. He is 100% staying in and probably going to be one of our top goal scorers again next season. But we need a partner for him to try and get those goals, because Liverpool, they've got 2 or 3 players that can hit 20 plus in the season. Manchester City, they've got 3 or 4 players that can hit 20 plus in the season. Even Chelsea with the likes of Werner, Lukaku, Kai Havertz and whoever else they might bring in this summer, they've got a few players who can hit 20 plus in a season. We've got Calvert-Lewin who did so, but we don't really have another consistent goal scorer. Bukayo Saka has to play. He's developed sensationally in this save so far. His stats, if we look at it this season, obviously we spoke about the 15 assists already, but he scored a few more goals. Acceleration, he's going to trouble a hell of a lot of defenders moving forward. His determination, his flair, he's a brilliant addition to the starting lineup. Odegaard is now going to take up a more central position, which is probably his best position on the game. As our playmaker central, he can dictate absolutely everything. So Bosley, he's going to keep doing his thing, attack from that centre midfield position. The odd man out was in Kanu. We're training him to become a bit more defensive minded, and the reason for that is because he has a lot of key fundamentals that I think will allow him to be a very good, not necessarily defensive midfielder in the terms of like a destroyer, like a Makalele or a Kante or anything like that, but positionally and on the ball in particular, he's someone that I think will be fantastic in the role. I feel like we've got a player who can dictate tempo whilst offering a little bit more of an attacking threat from Thomas Partey. Funny saying that, given that Thomas Partey was our winner of the goal of the season. But I just think as a midfield 3, Nkunku, Odegaard and Szoboszlai is probably more balanced and allows us to move forward up the pitch, because remember, the main objective for this season is to outscore Liverpool. This position here, the advanced forward, who should we be looking at to try and sign to partner Calvert-Lewin? Now, in my mind, it goes straight to Erling Haaland. The problem is, first of all, we tried to sign him before, and his wages were absolutely out of this world. Like, he wanted around about 500k to come and join us. He's currently on 130k. I don't know if it's the right thing to do. Looking at our finances, we can potentially make it work. We've got a transfer budget starting of 87 million. We can raise some money to get the Erling Haaland fund going if we need to, and we don't really need many other positions. We're kind of set for depth as well, which is absolutely brilliant. Let me know in the comment section, if it's not Haaland, who else should it be? You let me know in the comment section down below which striker you would like me to go for, whether it's Isak, whether it's Haaland, whether it's Lautaro Martinez. I'll take that all on board, and I'll see you for the next episode, which will be the start of the Premier League season. Thank you so much for watching the series so far. Thank you so much for all of the levels of engagement. I hope you are doing very, very well and staying safe out there. Take care, and I'll see you for the next episode, which will follow a big summer transfer window. As I said, let me know in the comments who you think we should sign as our next striker.